Hello, everyone, and welcome to Juneteenth at GDQ. I am so excited to have you all here today. It's going to be an amazing showcase of talent for Juneteenth, amazing Black speedrunners. I can't wait to celebrate with you all. It's going to be so much fun, and I have a few things to tell you about. So, if you're watching from YouTube, please make sure to press the like button and, check out the video, subscribe to the channel, go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in looking at our live content. And, we start weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Oh, and also, if you don't know who I am, my name is ashsaidhi. I totally forgot to introduce myself, but I am so happy to be here and showcasing amazing Black talent here with GDQ. Also, I want to give a special thank you to OC Remix for providing GDQ with an all-Black curated playlist for this event. That is so cool. I love OC Remix. I just love that they curated this playlist for us. We have got so many amazing speedrunners here today. We're going to be celebrating today and tomorrow. So, you'll love the show. Make sure to follow the channel. And any kind of Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick HotFix. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy daily speedrunning content, It helps us keep going. It helps us continue to do all of the things that we love to do and showcase more speedrunning for all of you all. And so let me tell you about Juneteenth, right? Why are we doing this? What is the purpose of celebrating Black speedrunning this weekend? And I want to share a little bit of history with you all so you can understand the importance of this weekend and this federal national holiday, which wasn't a national holiday until, I believe, 2021. So it's really important that we get the information out there and share what this holiday is about, because I don't know if it was widely taught in school. Like when I went to elementary school, I learned about it. But, we want to make sure that everybody knows why we're celebrating this today. So I'm going to read a little paragraph for you. And it says, the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection herefore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired laborer. Why is that important? Because on June 19th in 1865, this statement was made, and it therefore basically said Black people in Texas were free. And so that's why we celebrate Juneteenth. It is, basically an Independence Day, America's other Independence Day that is super important for Black people. And it celebrates that, they also call it the Jubilee Day. And it is a really, really super important holiday. So want to make sure that you all understand the importance of Juneteenth and that we're celebrating Black speedrunners, their incredible talent, and what they can do. So I'm so glad that we're doing this show today. I'm going to start passing it off to our speedrunners. There's some incredible stuff going on. I can't wait. The first game is going to be Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Any percent by The Swarm. I can't wait to see this speedrun. It's going to be so, so awesome. So I'm going to pass it all over to you all, and I hope you enjoy this speedrun.
Alrighty. Appreciate the intro, Ash, and we're going to get right into it. But before we do, I'm the Swarm. I'm a relatively new, I guess, somewhat beginner Symphony of the Night speedrunner. Starting to come into my own a little bit. And I'm joined here by two of my friends here. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Dragon Blitz. I play this game a lot.
Hello, I'm cypherin. I am another Castlevania runner, but for Super Castlevania 4.
Alrighty, thanks guys. I guess a little preface to my run. I am going to be showcasing some new applications of tech. This will be the first time it's been shown on a stage like this. So, if you recall, I ran Soten last for UBAF in February. And I called out a specific enemy that I particularly hated in the beginning, which was the Spittlebone. They kind of drop poison on you, and it's a potential run-ender. It's really annoying, and it's RNG. So my friend Sestrin cooked up a manipulation for that enemy. So this is kind of the beginning of a lot of work that's going to be going forward that has a lot of really interesting and promising applications. So first step, manipulate the Spittlebones. So what we're going to do here is we're going to touch this file. We have a save file here with a specific RNG seed that we want. And so if you rename a file in Soten and then start a new game, your starting point for your RNG will be that RNG from that save file. So we loaded up our RNG here, and we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. Woo!
Yeah.
Alrighty, here is the prologue where we're playing as Richter. As far as RNG goes, this is going to be the same deal as any normal Soten 90% run. I have a little different setup for stacking heart or getting the Hydrostorm stacks here, but same deal. Do a lot of damage to Dracula, and yeah. So we're just going to be trying to get the quick kill on him. We got one stack, no stacks on the second one, just unfortunate. But let's just...
The amount of damage you end up doing to Dracula is kind of random. It's a glitch known as damage stacking, and to this day, no one really knows why it works. It just kind of works.
Yeah, it's
sometimes
one of those things. It's actually partially dependent on the angle of the throw of your holy water, which is RNG. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
And so we were getting down to 0 hearts to give us a heart refresh, and then also getting up to 41 hearts in the beginning. So here we're going to be making our way through the main corridor of the castle. This is extremely RNG unstable, where there's a lot of stuff that calls RNG, like zombies, as we saw just there. And so
be careful of your kill count. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So that was some not ideal RNG. We got the Stairmaster there. At least that's what I call him. He's the last zombie that could potentially spawn there. So he's probably one of my least favorite enemies in the game. So here we're going to be doing a glitch here to get past death. Keep all of our good armor and weapons. So here we're going to do a quick setup here. There we go. Got the proper fame. And we're through death. Now we're going to be making our way up here. So in a typical any percent route, you wouldn't really go out of your way to kill candles, but here we're going to kill a couple candles that we normally wouldn't, and this is to get our RNG in a good state for a room that's coming up. So we're killing these two and making our way into the alchemy lab. So, fun shout out. Shout out to Blacktastic. I have oh shoot, I missed it. That's unfortunate. I have a little bit of a homage to Bobby. He'll be running later today. Right there. He does that little sword attack to kill that skeleton on that platform. You can actually like clip your sword through it and kill him. It makes it a little easier to handle. But I missed it, unfortunate. But that's all right. And here we go. 0 spit from the Spittlebone. That is a first successful RNG manip on the Spittlebone. So shout out to Sestrin for finding that. Super, super helpful.
It is absolutely insane to think about. For the longest time, the idea of any RNG manipulation existing in this game was considered like impossible. So the fact that even just understanding like enemy patterns and getting those consistent is a big game changer and could lead to a lot of new discoveries down the line.
Yeah. And so we got the double kill on Blogger and Gaibon there. Last time I didn't get that, but basically it saves you, gets you on a proper experience route, which saves some time here.
Yeah, killing both the bosses at the same time gives you a different experience value. It essentially makes it so that you save one level up animation throughout the beginning part of this run.
Yep. And so that's really nice. Phoebe, you want to talk about the general idea behind the clock rush here?
Yeah, so this first 8 minutes or so of the run here is condensed down into what we call the clock rush, specifically because there is a clock room that we're going to be seeing in just a few seconds here. It's the one with the cutscene with Maria, where you meet her for the first time. If you look in the top left-hand corner of this next room that we're going up into, you're going to see a statue move. This is kind of the game's way of telling you, like, hey, this room is important. Kind of a subtle hint, but that room, the statue moves in and out of your way every other minute, and the best possible cycle is getting there in under 8 minutes because it'll move out of your way once the clock strikes 8. So up until this point, there's not really much you can really do to save time other than get the good cycle. So a lot of the beginning part of the run is setting up as much as you can while maintaining that 8-minute cycle. Things like setting up your experience values, setting up how many hearts you have, the sub-weapons that you have, any items that you might need for the rest of the run. So if you spend extra time to do that stuff, as long as you make the 8-minute cycle, you're still on the best possible pace. And that's a big part of what makes speedrunning this game very unique, where it's a pretty short run. It's about 18 minutes, and 8 of those minutes is time that you can't really save, as long as you're on the best possible cycle. So having a global cycle like that determines a lot about how routing this game actually works.
Yep. And honestly, like, it adds a level of accessibility to it too, because like for the first 8 minutes, sure, there are things that can go wrong, like there or there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you lose time. So it kind of is like this time for your hands to warm up here a little bit. And
yeah, it's a great time to chat with people. You don't have to pay like 100% attention to the game. You can kind of let your autopilot take over. There's nothing too difficult going on here. It's general movement. Like, these boss fights are pretty free in general. Like, the doppelganger there is affected by the stopwatch sub weapon, so he just stands still and lets you kill him very easily. It makes it so that every run, so long as you hit that 8-minute cycle, is like technically on world record pace up to that point. So every run has a lot of potential. Nice banana drop.
Shout out to bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say there is potential to save a full minute on one of the cycles. It's just never been done before, and it requires like execution that has never been seen in the history of speedrunning this game. So it's theoretically possible that a better cycle does exist, but the odds of it happening very, very low.
Yes.
There also is...
Very nice.
Oh, nice.
Very
Let's
nice.
go. That floor clip is frame perfect, and because it happens in the clock rush, it doesn't actually save time, but theoretically, it would save 2 minutes if the clock... Or 2 seconds, sorry. 2 seconds if the clock rush wasn't a thing, so...
Also, style points. Don't forget style points.
There's... Cannot
Balling with style.
The swag factor, of course. That garnet that Swarm just picked up is one of those items that you actually go out of your way for here in the clock rush section, because it is a sellable gem, and that's going to come in to that's going to be important later, because we're going to sell that gem with a glitch that allows us to underflow the value of the gem, and we can sell as many as we need to. This is known as shop glitch, and it makes the run so much nicer, because we get to buy some of the most overpowered and crazy items that exist in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a section where, funny enough, it's very rare that the wolf transformation that we picked up earlier is actually useful. This is one of the few rooms where it is useful, and it's genuinely faster to move through as wolf than it is as Alucard normally. You just have to get this nice table jump.
Thank you.
Right there. That is genuinely difficult to hit. It's not like a make or break thing for your clock rush, but like, as we can see here, we're on the best possible cycle. We're here in under 8 minutes. But yeah, it does give you a little bit more leniency. So all of the additional strats that you add on make the clock rush easier and easier. And yep, that's what it looks like to be on the best possible cycle. We are on world record pace, folks.
Woo! Woo! Alrighty, now we're making our way through Olrox. This part is really important to have really consistent shield dashing. And, see, or else that happens. You get a little bonk, and then you feel really bad. But that's all right. That was actually just fine.
Yeah, that's not too bad. You can get, like, comboed by the skeleton guy in the corner if you're a little off there. I guess it is important to note for those that are not aware, the main form of movement that we're doing here is called shield dashing. It is a backdash cancel, where you're backdashing, canceling the slow part, the end lag of the backdash by pulling up the shield, and then immediately backdashing again. So you just do that over and over and over again to maintain like a high top speed, as opposed to just doing normal backdashes, which even normal backdashes is so much faster than walking in this game. The walk speed is incredibly slow.
Yeah, all right. Now we're going to attempt to do... Oh, shoot. Attempt to do a level up stack here using Soul Steel. I didn't get it. That's all right.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That strat right there saves like it's a half a second if done properly, or like a full second, somewhere around there. It's not like a huge time save, but it is one of those things that is nice to try and go for. The idea behind it is that you use the Soul Steel to damage both enemies at the same time. If you kill them on the same frame, you get both level ups at the same time, as opposed to seeing the level up animations stacked on top of each other, like back to back. And coming up here is one of the worst RNG aspects of the run. This is definitely a room that I would appreciate an RNG manip for in the future.
Yes.
Oh my god,
yes.
I got it.
Whew. All right. Let's go. Was so worried about that because with the RNG manip that I did earlier, it gives me these book patterns that I'm not necessarily super comfortable with. And the fact that that went well is really nice. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Besides the Spittlebone, that book right there is probably the worst RNG factor in the run. That the book can give you a set of patterns that are very, very difficult to deal with. And coming up right here, this is that shop glitch I was referring to earlier. We went up there to grab the fairy relic. The fairy relic is important because as she talks, she can interrupt cutscenes while she's talking. So what you do is you have her start talking, get the cutscene with the librarian here, the shopkeeper. This allows you to open your menu while talking to the librarian. You're not supposed to be able to do this. So you can sell the garnet, but right before you sell it, you have the menu open. You open your inventory menu, equip the garnet. The game will sell the garnet that you just equipped, which underflows it to 255. You can sell a bunch of garnets from that point, and from here, with all that money, you end up buying a few interesting items. You end up buying mana prisms, which is a potion that allows you to gain a little bit of invincibility for a second, which you can see right there. We just walked through those enemies. But it also refills your mana to full. You're going to see these throwing stars. These are the buffalo stars. They are very, very powerful. Completely obliterates bosses just by throwing a couple in their direction. And the other thing that we bought was the duplicator, which gives us infinite access to single-use items like those potions and like those buffalo stars. So those are like the important key items that we just bought because of all the money that we just got. And all of that is to get to the Soul of Bat, which is the best movement option in the game because of a spell called Wing Smashing. But real quick, immediately after getting it, now that we have what we need, we're going to be going for a basically triple frame perfect floor clip here. I definitely commend the Swarm for going for this in a marathon setting. It is not easy. The only thing that makes it oh my god, you did the half buffer? You're crazy. I was going to say, the only thing that makes that trick easier is that you can use the map to help like confirm the inputs by buffering them. But you're supposed to buffer in two separate locations. But there is a strat known as half buffering where you buffer the first one, but then you go for the frame perfect input on the second one. So the fact that you just got that is absolutely insane.
Whew. Yeah, it's gotta, style points. Can't underestimate the value of style points.
It also saves time because the more time you spend in the map menu, that's less time you're actually playing the game. So it is faster to go for. So that incredible showcase of skill right there, if I don't say so myself.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Another skillful aspect of this game, one of the things that makes this game such a fantastic speedrun to both watch and play, is the Wing Smash that you're seeing right here. It is a spell that requires a pretty specific input. You have to hold the jump button, do a 3/4 circle motion on the control stick, then release the jump button. And if you want to maintain the speed of the Wing Smash, you have to do that input once every 63 frames, about once every second. So maintaining that speed and maintaining that input over and over again is genuinely very difficult. And on top of that, you have full control of your height while you do so. So you have control over wing smashing upwards and downwards, and you have to control the three-quarter circle motions while also maintaining momentum in these different ways. It's genuinely very difficult to control, but gives you so many options to move through like awkward shaped rooms incredibly quickly if you have the skills to do so. And as we saw, the Swarm absolutely just killing it, moving through these areas incredibly quickly and coming up on yet another glitch. This skips like 90% of like the first castle here. And nine?
No.
Oh.
No, okay. That's unfortunate.
Well, that is a very unfortunate thing that can happen there. This glitch is a little risky. To do it the fastest possible way, you kind of have to risk soft locking, which is what just happened there. Thankfully, we do have safety saves. But we're pretty much back where we were. Yeah, this trick, it essentially is tricking the game by allowing you to, this is like the safer version of this of the skip. It makes sure that you can't soft lock, but it is quite a bit slower. It loses like 6 to 10 seconds, something like that. But yeah, the way that this trick works is essentially you squeeze into the room in a way by abusing the fact that the wolf's hitbox is a lot smaller than Alucard's. So you basically squeeze into a gap where the game basically stops checking to see if you've entered the room. It loads a default like state of that room, which just so happens to be the state of the room where you can skip past Richter, because normally you need to go on a whole adventure where you get 2 rings. You use those rings to open up a secret floor. You get the holy glasses. The holy glasses gives you the ability to see that Richter is being possessed by the dark priest called Shaft and all this other stuff. But we just skipped all of that, saving like tens of minutes.
Yep.
And now we're here in the inverted castle where normally the game expects you to kill the 5 bosses that harken back to old Castlevania games. You have the Mummy, you have Medusa, you have the Giant Bat, you have Frankenstein, aka the Creature, and
our favorite.
Who else? Death.
Yep.
And all of them normally have what is known as a Vlad relic, a piece of Vlad. And you have to get all 5 of those to beat the game and open up the final area. But there is a very interesting glitch. It's very similar to the one that we used to skip past death that we're going to be showcasing here that skips all of that. So essentially this run turns into like a 8-minute clock rush. You grab the Mist relic, then you grab the Bat relic, and then you just go beat the game. You just go over to the end of the game as fast as you can, because once you get the Bat relic, there is nothing stopping you from just doing a couple of glitches and skipping past all of the intended stuff. So, and the fact that we're just seeing Swarm fly through the second castle with like relative ease, all things considered, like these rooms are not easy to move through quickly. Like you have to be very consistent with your wing smash spacing and height. So it's one of those things where it's very easy to just miss space or to have the wing smash bonk you into a wall or something like that. So it is genuinely a treat to see someone controlling the bat transformation like this.
Yeah, this is amazing. As someone who doesn't run this game, just I got to witness his practice and know what areas that he's like, okay, I got to make sure this works really well. Like these wing smashes he's doing, they're like friggin' Street Fighter inputs constantly to to keep that fluid movement there. It's just amazing to witness.
Yeah, that heart refresh, by the way, that little animation that popped up, that is what actually activates the glitch. Anything that freezes the screen, so level ups, heart refreshes, stuff like that, put you in this state. If you do the correct spacing, if you do it at the correct space on the screen, that the game will hold your position value in a way such that when you go through a screen transition, that it basically skips a whole screen transition. So doing so, we skipped past that save room into essentially like a out of bounds area, and that lets you fly through the ceiling past the area that normally gates your entrance into the final area, which is the boss fights here, Shaft, and then the final fight, Dracula. So we're coming up on the very end of the run. It goes by so fast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, honestly, what you're saying, get bat end game. That's the run.
Yeah, I mean it's any percent for a reason, because we don't collect a lot of percentage here.
Yep. But yeah, no, I think all things considered, that was fun. But yeah, this last boss is pretty interesting. Naturally, it's Dracula. Gotta in his final form. He's literally merged with his chair. He's ultimate gamer Dracula for the final boss, and that's time.
GG's.
All right.
GG.
GG. Whew. All right, that was a lot. Unfortunately,
Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say that's a fantastic run.
Thank you.
All things considered, yeah. I mean, soft lock aside, like that genuinely can happen to anybody.
yeah, it certainly happens. But honestly, it's a fun thing to show. So but, appreciate the help, DB and cypherin with comms. Thank you, GDQ, for having me back, especially for this event. It means a lot. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm really, really happy that I got to start us off here. I had large shoes to fill, as Anarchy has, I think, the last two times has let us off with Wolfenstein. So it felt weird starting, but I'm glad I was able to. Hopefully, I did you justice, Anarchy, and good luck later with your run. So yeah, that's me, the Swarm. You can find me at twitch.tv/the Swarm, _Swarm, or on Twitter, one of the Swarm. And I guess quick update on my speedrunning career or whatever. I last time I mentioned that my ultimate goal was to get sub 17, and I'm happy to say I finally got it. It was literally right after I got back from being at SGDQ, and I just got home and was so full of like inspiration. I just like cranked it out. It was like literally the first run I got back. I was like, all right, sub 17.
Yeah,
it happened.
At the beginning of this, you kind of sold yourself short by saying that you were a beginner speedrun. I mean, your time is like what, top 6?
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. Like you're on the top of the leaderboard.
But yeah, no, it's been a blast. I mean, it's been there's so many shout outs I want to give just in the Soten Discord. Let's see. I guess as far as we'll start with DB. Thank you for always inspiring me to be better. I just see your like love for this game. I mean, you've been playing it for 10 years and you're still going strong. So it's just really, really inspiring. Makes me want to play for another 10 years.
Always happy to be here.
Thank you, cypherin, for just showing this interest in my run. You don't necessarily run this game actively, although I want to get you on the Soten side. But yeah, it was just great hanging with you in person and just hanging with everyone at SGQ. That was just an unbelievable experience. Shout out to Sestrin, that Spittlebone RNG manip was like all him and the ROM hacking people. So really appreciate him like working with me and he literally reverse engineered that like RNG seed from a run that I gave him, which is just ridiculous. Like that amount of like effort just for my runs is really, really, really touching. Shout out to just the whole Discord. Just appreciate everyone. Appreciate everyone who supported me, and I'm gonna continue running this game. I want to continue pushing this time down to wherever I can. Also, quick one more thing. Sorry to go a little long. I really appreciate just everyone who's just cheered me on from the very beginning and believed in me. Also, a quick PSA. Shield dashing is not that important. Shield dashing consistently is very, very important. Speed doesn't matter. All right, and in that, I'll end. So appreciate everyone. Thank you, GDQ.
Follow this man.